What is up, you beautiful collectors and Transformer fans? Thanks for tuning in. Once again, it is the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And as you can see, the white background has returned. I have kind of upgraded my entire review area. This thing is massive and it's huge. Very bright lights over there. But hopefully you guys enjoy this. I'm going to try to do a little bit more in terms of things are settling down fairly decently for me, and well, I don't want to say, like I said, I never really wanted to say that I wanted to retire, but I'm gonna try just to have fun for the most part. That's kind of what it's all about. And you know, too often things get too seriously taken, and it's just not fun anymore, and you feel like you have to do this. But one thing that's been nice over the past, I don't even know how long, little bit, I've just been doing videos just because they've been fun for me to do. So I moved, I had to get a whole new review area anyhow. The other one basically fell apart on me, and so I upgraded a little bit. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm going to have to do some tweaking just to kind of get the lighting and the exposure, all that stuff done semi-decently. I did have like a blue background in here. This is white, but I did have a blue one that it just, because of the reflective nature of all that, it was just way too blue. And it's like, oh no, that's gross. But we are going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Age of the Prime MICRONUS Prime. And this is my chair. I'm missing one of my Prime Masters, and I don't remember which one it is. But I'm going to find MICRONUS. But for the package, you can see absolutely gorgeous, cool art on there. You got the figure there in the back. He kind of is almost like a mech. For the most part, MICRONUS is a tiny dude, but then he has this mech that allows him to kind of go around. You got the well of all sparks right there with the different figures, or the different primes there. You got MICRONUS there coming around the back, and that's MICRONUS right there, and the rest is, like I said, just basically an armored up thing. But for the package on this guy, that is about it. We're gonna have the chair of Primus, or what, I don't even know if I've named it that or something, or if that's the name, but we're going to be taking a look at this guy. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have MICRONUS Prime opened up and out of its packaging, and you know, this guy might be one of the coolest of the 13 primes that we've gotten so far. I don't know what it is about him. I just think he's extremely well done and just very fun. Now, like I've always shown with these, this is my Prime chair with all the different Prime cores that we got from the Power of the Primes. Now, this is the Age of the Prime. So, this is MICRONUS's little dude. You can see his logo right there, and then when he would transform, there is him as he was kind of first reintroduced to us. But of course, the most important aspect is that little logo there, which we do have the logo here on his Chimera stone. If you come in super close, it's right there. Just a little tiny thing right there. Super tiny. Look at that tiny it is. And then this is, you can see it. It's the tiny little guy. That's just him. But obviously we're zoomed in here so we can take a closer look at this guy. Really very fun. A lot of, like, there's some clear elements to him. There's some good silver paint elements to him. The guy's just really cool. Now, some people have complained about these kind of helicopter-ish looking bits right here. These are for his, oh, that's a really cool spin, because 60 frames per second, when you spin it, it kind of looks like it's going slower. Like now it looks like it's going backwards. That's very fun. But they kind of look like helicopter blades, except he doesn't transform into a helicopter. This is actually not MICRONUS. This is a bit of a mech suit for him. He became really good friends. The Chimera Stone essentially allows him to channel his energy. He's got a lot of power in his little self, and he's able to channel it through the Chimera Stone and imbue, is that the word? Imbue? Indue? I don't know. Make other things and other people more powerful. He can take his energy and channel it through there and give it to somebody else. So, like, for example, here he is, and here is good old Alpha Trion. If he wanted to, and you can see the scale here. Now, this is a deluxe figure. This is a deluxe figure. Obviously, there is a big size difference here. But what they're essentially able to do, or what he's able to do, is channel his power, you know, as it is, through there onto somebody else and make them more powerful. He used this a lot in the lore and such. And there's the size comparison. To give, like for example, Solus Prime and the Forge of Solus Prime, a little bit of extra abilities and extra power to be able to, you know, for all intent and purposes, really soup up that ability of hers. And if I'm not mistaken, he worked with her to create this mech suit. That way he can be a little bit more of an asset to the Primes, because as it is, he's a small dude. And showing you him, you take this section, you can open this up like so, and this is MICRONUS. It's a little bit easier to kind of take it from the back and push through. This is MICRONUS. You can see he's he's not that much bigger. But coming in again to take a closer look, great detail on here. You got some translucent bits on there. Got some nice silver bits painted on there. You got some ports and things of that nature. He does have a visible head on the back section right there, but in general, it's not too terribly bad. Transformation on this guy is super simple, though. You just take these lower sections, bring these down, do that here as well, and then these bits here are his arms. You shift these up, rotate there, rotate there, rotate those down, and then rotate his wee little head all the way around. And there is MICRONUS proper. Like I said, he uses this as a mech suit, so you can see again, for a real comparison in terms of the Prime, he is tiny. He is advertised as the first minicon. Now, the universe was kind of brought back together, and they retold the story a little bit. Minicons were first introduced during the Unicron trilogy, and the minicons were created by Unicron in this. After that, the Align continuity kind of came around and reshuffled things a little bit, and basically said that he was the originator of the minicons. He was, you know, they were the descendants of him, so to speak. And that being said, it ended up kind of erasing what happened with the origins of the minicons in the Unicron trilogy. I kind of like this, the aligned continuity version, a little bit more. I can see where a lot of people that are fans, though, of the Unicron trilogy would probably be annoyed at them. But I think they just kind of get away with it by saying that he's the originator of modern minicons, which I don't know what that really means, you know, other than the fact that the aligned continuity happened, and then things like the more modern Transformers, I think it was Robots in Disguise, came out with a lot of minicons in it, and basically they were saying that he is the originator of those guys. It gets a little bit confusing, but I do like that story a little bit more. it does kind of make, you know, like what came first, the chicken or the egg kind of thing, because these are meant to go back. And like I said, he's the originator of minicons, except he wasn't, of sorts. But still a really fun figure, and I love the fact that we have him, and I think that having this mech suit sort of thing is also really cool. For his articulation, the nice thing is that they didn't really skimp out too terribly much. This is a deluxe figure. He's a smaller deluxe figure, but they actually put a lot of detail, as you can see, and articulation in him. So the head is actually on a bit of a like a bit of a ball joint, so you can get that going back as the mech suit kind of transforms into a vehicle that he rides, and it would make sense to have his head be able to do that, but it can also rotate. It's a little tough to get in there because of how tiny it is. The shoulders here are on ball joints, so good range of motion. Elbows with ball joints, nothing at the waist, but no big deal. Hips, forward, back, in and out. They bend at the knee as well. Really, really fun. I do dig it. You come around near the back, though. You got this giant port as well. If you wanted to take his Chimera Stone off of this, it's a little bit tricky to do, but you can sort of pop that off. It just pegs in there, and then you can put it here on the back. If I have that the right way, which I don't. I know I actually kept that pretty much straight up and down. But it kind of fills that in, so pretty decent for that. I like that. Now, for his mech suit, like I said, his mech suit is, you know, when you have it back together, we're just going to pretend it's back together, is pretty good as well. The head I actually kind of like because the head is kind of similar to his head, so it's almost like this is a blown-up version of him. But this is, again, a bit of a parts former, kind of going along the lines with like the weaponizers and things like that. You can make them into like weapons and stuff, and I think that's the dumbest thing. But you do have to parts form him to basically transform him, which it's not that bad. The head is tricky to get a hold of again, but you can rotate it left and right. It does move left and right. The shoulders do move forward and back. They move in and out. You do want to be careful because they can pop out, just because that is part of the transformation, so to speak. He doesn't rotate at the waist because obviously his middle section, although they probably could have figured out a way to do it. I don't mind all that much though. And then the hips do move forward and back, in and out. They rotate, bend at the knee, and of course he's got ankle tilt. So he does get a lot of articulation. Oh, the other thing, the elbows, swivels, and his wrists do rotate. So pretty much all the articulation that you would expect in the guy, which I think is good. Again, for a little tiny guy like this, I really am just, for the most part, impressed how he turned out. Just because he isn't as large, obviously, but they have been doing a lot of really good things with deluxe size figures at the smaller price. I mean, like I said, even like, or was he a Voyager? Honestly, he might have been a Voyager. Now that I'm thinking about it, I can't. God bless it. I don't honestly. Now I'm torn and I don't remember. And I probably misspoke. But this is, you can see the size scale with them, which I am quite happy with. Now, for the mech suit's transformation, I guess that's what we're calling it, the mech suit. First, what I like doing is removing the arms. Just take these, set those off to the side, and then you can open up his chest, fold that out all the way, and then take the head, tuck that down, and then you got these little side panels right here that are going to fold up. Kind of push that, get that in the back, kind of push that as far open as you can. Then you got the crotch section here, which literally just slides forward, separating the body. Then you have his lower legs. What you want to do is then rotate the little crotch piece so that these little prongs are pointing upward. Come around here to the feet, tuck those down, kind of creating this little circle section. Then rotate them out at the thigh, just like that, and then this entire thing hinges up. I absolutely love how there's another panel that slides out. And then you can see it creates this semicircle. Do this up here as well. bring this all together, sandwich this, and now you have, well, you don't want to have that piece. I'll put that down. That, you use that for the weaponizer thing. I'm not going to bother showing that because I think it's dumb. But that comes out, and then you can slot it to someone's forearm. But now you have the tire for him. Set that there. Now, the torso section here, you want to take this piece, fold this back, and then tuck this slightly under so that you can bring this down and bring this to the underside like that. Kind of leave them a little bit open. It makes it a little bit easier, because then you got to take these, and you got these 4 posts in these 4 holes, and you line that up, peg that in, do that on this side, although it's not very easy for me to do it. Just kind of line that up, go around, sandwich that down, then keep all that there, and then bring the other one up and sandwich that one, line up the holes. But as you can see, I'm not doing it very well. Line that up there. No, well, I got one side, and then the other side wants to argue with me. There we go. Get that, and then just squeeze that in there nicely. There we go. And then you got this tire. It scrapes a little bit. I mean, there's clearance, but it does kind of scrape a little bit. Then you got this little post here that's going to slot in there. Locking that into place. Do that on that side as well. Then basically you have him done, except then you take these. You got these little posts right here. You want to then basically put this on the opposite side and then bend at the elbow. That creates a way for this to actually stay standing when it's just sitting there. And there you have the vehicle that he can, ta-da! He can then, if you want to, take this. You got this little handle here. You just rotate that around. And then you can have him hold on to that on either side. You can lift this head up a little bit. There's actually little slots on here as well that you can like lock his feet onto, but it stays on there pretty decent. Well, as I say that, and then he pops off. There you go. But you can then sit that on there, and now he can ride around on his little motorcycle guy, and then you can like that. I mean, but it's not going to stay, but like, woo! Very, very much like, oh, what was that guy's name in Revenge of the Fallen that had just one wheel, that kind of had to use his arms to kind of hold him up? It's kind of similar to this, but really fun. I think that this guy really turned out very, very good by comparison. I mean, all of these ones are actually really quite impressive, and here's the little version of it. All of these have turned out really, really good, and I cannot, I can't, there's not a lot of criticism to these guys, and yeah, he was a Voyager, but, I mean, MICRONUS, I was really very kind of curious how they were going to do him, or I was like, were they going to just release a little figure of him? I'm glad to see that they went a little bit further and did the whole mech suit idea. I just think that is perfect for him. I think it works beautifully. Now, truthfully, for my display, I will more than likely just have him out there with my primes, just because that's him. I think that is perfect, honestly. This I'll probably just kind of hang off in the background or something like that, or just have the suit kind of hang out there. Actually, I mean, I might just like leave it like that. But extremely, extremely well done. Very, very well thought out. I think that they did a great job in expanding the way to do him. Instead of just releasing this guy by himself. I think that they did a terrific job, like I said, just kind of broadening their horizons and thinking a little bit more outside the box. I think that they did a terrific job. Kudos to the Hasbro guys. I'm really very, very curious. I mean, we got some good ones. We got Prima. We have Alpha Trion. We have MICRONUS, MICRONUS. I mean, we're like more than halfway there. I got I got Onyx Prime being delivered today, which I'm really excited about. Some people are already getting a hold of Quintus Prime. I've seen that on my feed and in some pictures and things like that. So really extremely well done. And of course, we're all leading up to basically the big reveal of who is going to be the 13th Prime. A lot of people, like in terms of the lore and history, the 13th Prime is somebody who's been forgotten, kind of like Megatronus's name has been forgotten to time, and is now just known as the Fallen. It's the 13th Prime kind of has fallen into that, and basically Optimus Prime, spoiler alert, Optimus Prime is like the resurrected version of him, so to speak. So it's basically like Optimus Prime is the 13th Prime, but I'm curious to see what they're going to do in terms of, because obviously these are going back to the early days. So they got to take the concept of Optimus Prime and basically kind of sending them back to before Orion Pax, because that's what happened. Like he was resurrected basically as Orion Pax, but without any memory of being one of the original Primes. So I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with it. But there you go, guys. There's my look at the new Transformers Age of the Primes Deluxe Class MICRONUS Prime. Now, I actually found mine at the retail Target. It was, if memory serves. So he is out there. Good luck, happy hunting. Or as always, you can do the real simple thing and go online to places like Big Bad Toy Store, Amazon, or even Entertainment Earth. I have Onyx Prime coming to me via Amazon. So I'll put links all down there in the video description. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in and watching. Shout out to all of my Optibotimus Plus channel members who, to this day, still support me and still help with all these reviews. But I want to thank you all. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And until next time, this is Optibotimus saying adios, au revoir, and I'll be the same.